joined. Unmuted. Okay. Unmuted and back. I don't usually stream on Tuesdays, but I wanted to paint anyways, and I didn't really do much today. I like made one meal poorly and did some dishes, so I was like, fuck it. I just want to paint. I might as well stream while I do it. I also don't know what I'm gonna do to her. I just feel like this isn't a finished painting, and I don't know exactly what I'm gonna do to make it more finished, especially because the media on there is so mixed. I don't know. I just was hoping to use some skinny brushes and figure it out on the way. Because when I first did this painting, it did not have skinny brushes. And then I found some. So I don't know what I'm going to do yet. But I'm going to do it. I also really like to convert old like writing pages that I don't want or have a need for anymore into like colored work, so I have to do the back of some of these and have new paintings. So I'm getting my skinny brushes. I feel I'm a pretty subpar painter, so if you're like waiting, yeah, I don't know. Hey, I decided that's what I want to do, yeah. I used to do this a little more often than I do now because I haven't done this in a long time. I'm really glad that the whole club is awake, even when I'm not here to keep us up. Good to know. Good to know. If you're not aware of the club, it's Insomniacs Anonymous. Welcome. If you're here, you're a member. Because obviously you should probably be sleeping depending on where you are in the world. I'm also thinking about making this goth. It is indeed a light up church that I got for a whole 75 cents at the Dollar Tree. Nice. Yeah, I've never thought of myself as much of an artist, like a painter or a drawer. But then the more I do it, the more I'm like, damn, I should probably stop saying that because it's literally like rude of me for people who don't do it at all. For me to be like, yeah, I'm not that good. And then I do like this. This was one of my best things, I think. Or even this is like decent. So I gotta stop saying stuff like that. But I don't know what I'm gonna do with her. I do have some like makeup that I dropped all over the floor at one point, so I don't want to use it on my face, but because it's all like shimmery and shit, I figured it'd be nice on canvas, but I don't know. I also have another canvas right behind this one that I might just start a brand new painting and not even give a fuck to finish this one. I don't know what to do. I always do this. This is why I don't paint, I think, because I like to get them done fast. And if I hit a wall, like you can ask any of the 12 books that I'm writing, when I hit a wall, I am not working through it. I am waiting for the wall to come down. You know, call me an anti-communist if you need to, but I'm just going to wait for the wall to fall down. Okay? Writer's block, great. I could use a sit. You know, is it a block party? I'm down. I'm in. You know, don't care. I'm not like, how do we get over this hurdle? I'm like, fuck it. A hurdle? Say no more, fam. That's it for me. So, yeah. We'll see about this makeup. Probably on the other canvas. If we can't do anything with her. I feel like she's very clearly inspired by me and or Nico. Or realistically both. And I also feel like eventually I just start hating paint. Actually, it dries and, you know, it looks okay to me, but again, where is this going? It feels like an unfinished painting, but I don't know how to finish it. So this is so far really successful, I would say. Would you agree? Yes or no? Okay. So let me just do some, first of all, let me rip the bong. I think that's, first things first. Where even are we right now? I think this is still the Illy Belly channel. We're trying to get chilly silly. I could try to add some detail where her arms are. That's probably a good idea. Although I don't know what color. Like gray? Make it gray? Okay. Fuck yeah to that reference. Kiki's Delivery Service, I know a little bit, I'm like less familiar with than some of the other Miyazaki films. I've seen them all, or maybe not all, but almost all of his films. That one doesn't stand out as much. Probably saw it as a kid too, and just didn't really attach to it as an adult. But great reference. Lives in the forest with crows. I'm always talking about how I want to be friends with crows. I've never met any crows to be friends with, actually. Yeah. Like, I love Spirited Away for obvious reasons, and that is dead people, mostly. The underworld. The black market, even. And then, like, didn't really vibe as much with My Neighbor Totoro. I can't even lie about it. It's just, like, I get it, but I don't. Ponyo isn't that great, but then just exactly. Oh my god, Jinx. Yeah. Like it's there. It's cute and the cat bus is a lot of fun, but it's just whatever. Ponyo doesn't seem like it's that legit, but it is like it becomes, but it's also kind of weird if you think too much about it. And then Howl's Moving Castle, easily the best, easily my favorite, easily the one that matters the most, I think. Howl's Moving Castle, 10 out of 10, just like zero feedback, zero critique, except for that, what's his name, that's the voice, is weird. Christian Bale, that's so random, but like, I guess I get it. Yeah, Howl's Moving Castle, amazing. Princess Mononoke, bit too much for me. I'm not even gonna lie. It is a bit much for me. I know it's a beautiful story. I know I sound like, what's the opposite of a fucking weeb? I sound like a hater. Hey! Talking about Miyazaki films, and I'm attempting to do this painting. Okay, but those Castle in the Sky and whatever it is, I'm pretty sure I watched both of those recently, actually. Like, new Castle in the Sky is just the kids, kind of boring, right? And then Nusalia, or whatever it is like intense, like futuristic war one. I think probably fell asleep or was watching them while streaming or something. I'm familiar because I was on somebody's HBO Max. But those are Studio Ghibli. Those are not Miyazaki, right? Like, did I get that? Same with The Secret World of Arrietty. Isn't actually Miyazaki, but it is Studio Ghibli? Or am I mistaken? Are you fucking serious? They literally followed and subbed last night, lady. Lady's been here for a while. Lady's a reg of my bar. I don't know. I still haven't figured out like what the Twitch lingo is for like what you would say regulars, like as a former bartender. That's my go-to is like the regulars. It just seems weird on Twitch, or is that like a niche thing? This is Bar de la Illy. Serving you something chilly. Getting kind of silly. Please, no wet willies. That'd be weird, right? Okay, Andy Milonakis, chill out. That's cool. That's what I was asking, because I couldn't remember. That would make sense, too, like, before he got to have his own big thing. Probably his movies before Studio Ghibli, even. Listen. Now that I have a mission... Oh, cute. Arrietty was the first Studio Ghibli movie I saw, actually. I think I could use this. I need to clean out my bong. I don't have an incense stick. I just dumped my ashtray, so I was like about to grab one. But, ooh, that's so weedy. That's like so weed. Cool. Lily, LOL. I think Necromancer suits me well because I do think that I have a position waiting for me in the underworld for when I pass. And that's why Necromancer is such an important title to me in this life, is because I already communicate with the dead. And so then to be not in charge of anybody, but to be on council for the deceased. I think like Necromancer still strongly. But then once I'm in the other world, it would be like the one who talks to the living, right? So it would be the opposite of necromancy, whatever that is. I don't know what y'all are talking about, to be honest with you. This stream that never ends. The Big G Uriel. Yeah, love that. Me and Source were not having it last night. Not even gonna lie, we were being kind of dicks. But we're the elders. We gotta keep y'all in check, I think. I don't know. Still can't. I don't even really know. It's fine. I don't know what I was saying. I'm having cramps. I'm having cramps right now. Sorry. I was like mid-sentence, mid-thought, and then I was like, whoosh. That's a lie. That's a joke. So anyways, that's, again, this is a jam-packed bong all week long. Somebody keep this bitch sedated. Ayo. Okay. Man. Yeah. Fuck. Just a big owie, to be honest with you. Ow. 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 All right. So what I'm gonna do, pretty much, is what I'm gonna pretty much do. It's so funny. Like, I'm gonna entirely do it. There's no pretty much doing something, right? Like, once you start doing it, that's like we pretty much had sex. Like, what does that even mean? You put it in, but you didn't thrust. Like, you. So funny. Like the phrase. I'm going to start some of these because once again, these are like lyric pages. I wrote all the lyrics down. It's really good paper. I'm going to convert them into color using watercolor pencils and watercolor paints. And then I'll work on that. I'm getting ideas. It's coming to my mind. The math is okay. I think the math can be aesthetic. I'm thinking about doing a cutout on here. I do have some prints of myself. Maybe the upside down star seems more appropriate. I don't know yet. Nice. We can talk about tarot while I paint. Sure. I'm not doing any tarot right now. That's why we're in the art category. But yeah, we can talk about it. So this is one of the other lyric pages that I did. They all come out very random. This one's like essentially done, but it could become a collage. And this one was a drawing, and I want to redo the drawing. Oh, and this is done on both sides, so that's cool. But I also did a little too much. And the paper's tearing on this one. And the image I drew is really difficult for someone like me whose skill level is not super great. So these are not getting work tonight. This I hate. I might just have to scrap it. It looks like a monster and it's just math problems, but the color scheme is not there. And then like the to-do chart, we'll have to go over that. This one I don't think has, yeah, it's just math on the back. So this is another one where I want to like draw over the shit drawing that I just destroyed last time. And that the words were there, but I emphasized them. So it says see in a, nope, see in the world. Seeing the world as it is means never going back to your world as it was. That's what that says. Were you streaming tarot today? Okay, I bet. Yeah, Lady and I were having a good time. Well, I've not caught any of their streams, his streams, or her streams, or I don't know. I really talk pronouns. I know you can identify as like so many things. I love multimedia projects. I almost think I prefer multimedia projects, and that's inherently what I have against painting directly on canvas, right? Is it's like I do have a lot of canvases that I've like glued things to and resin poured on and like built of. I use a lot of times I'll use, like I used to just paint outside mostly. I used to just paint to have something to do outside because I was a little more self-conscious about it just existing than I am now. And I think it's like I would just put nature pieces in there or the paper towel I was using because I didn't want to litter, and I would just mesh it into the painting. It's okay. I mean, you can if you want to. No need to be pushy though. If somebody doesn't want to talk to you, James, I'm the only one who's here to talk to you technically. So, and that goes for everybody. I've had to call people out for like being too, like adding someone too much where I'm like, yo, you look like spam. They're not responding. Leave it alone. Entirely different night stream people, but just to mention. So, yeah. I like to keep it experimental. This was like notes from the novel that I'm probably never gonna finish because honestly, I was not really in my best mind having been like straight out of the fucking hospital to be writing. So when I read it back, it was like, yo, it's like a child wrote this, like, fuck my life. It's all gotta be rewritten, and I just like don't have it in me to go through 30 plus pages of a novel to rewrite entirely. Yikes. You're so cheeky. Yeah, we had this discussion last night. You can feel the way you feel, but that does not mean that I feel that way. right? And honestly, we can talk about whatever, because like I don't have much to say. That's another reason I was doing the art stream, is because like I said, I had a really low energy day where I didn't do much, so I was like, fuck it, I guess I can stream tonight. And because I wanted to paint all week and didn't, I felt like it could be a good thing. See, but now this is like looking like a person, a warrior. Crazy. Wow. Doesn't that look like I was just literally scribbling? And it looks like I drew someone holding like a club. You know, like that's so wild. I might leave this one alone because that is, the words on here aren't too bad. It just gives away a lot of the plot. I don't know if it has like people's names that were inspired by some of these characters or anything. Yeah, maybe. But a lot of that's probably gonna change too. Maybe I don't want to do these ones at all. Maybe there's just this one I think needs to be done. And this one. So I'm going to focus on those, I think, first. That makes more sense. I don't know. That's what I'm wondering. Because that was me scribbling, and it was not... That was way more than just like a mindless scribble. That was a whole figure, like taking action. So I think maybe, you know, it's weird because I feel like as an artist, whenever I would draw, I was never drawing as I got older, I completely laid off of drawing objects. I didn't do any kind of like still frame, or what do you call it? Yeah, still life or anything like that. And there was just this like abject sort of, I don't know if I would say like a lack of talent, but I just wasn't really buying into the concept of me being a painter or a drawer artist, but like being a writer more. So when I would draw, I would just draw insanely little non-detailed lines, like a lot of line work, and end up with these really complex, creepy-looking, like mazes or whatever, and just like lots of texture, lots of pattern. And I think in a way I thought that was very schizophrenic for a long time, because I would just have these thoughts and I would be able to do that for like hours on end, and just zone out entirely. And you know, because when I've had PMDD the whole time, but I didn't know that. So I would be going through the ebbs and flows of randomly wanting to fucking kill shit, break shit, and just like, you know, we didn't have phones. We weren't just scrolling. I'd be sitting in a room full of people, you know, like a lot of times people playing video games or something. I was a teenager, and I would just sit in my notebook and draw all these little lines and get all kinds of downloads and messages. But again, this was like before I started doing tarot, before I aligned with the Catholicism practices that I was practicing and all that. So it was like a very different experience, but I 100% realized that that's what I was doing. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. It never comes out the way it looks in my mind, and that's why like some people, I was talking to an artist. Well, I was staying with this artist and talking to another artist. They're brothers, and one of them's more reclusive than the other. So the more social one was sitting with me as I was doing art, and they're like very well off. Well, I don't want to call them well off. That sounds pretentious, but they're very well to do in the art world, right? They're very good artists, and people know that. And they're very precise, very calculated, very sketched, and prim and proper, like fine art. But the detail, it looks digital. One of them is getting into digital now, but it's always been, you know, acrylic, right? Established, thank you, dummy. I'm the dummy, not you, obviously, because I couldn't remember that word. But, you know, one of them was like, Yeah, and your process is so. He was just literally watching me just draw and scribble and color like I always do. And he's like, your process is a bit interesting. And I'm like, yeah, I guess it was this exact conversation. Is like, it doesn't ever come out the way that I perceive it or want it to. So I very rarely try to draw stuff out if it's not going to be a drawing. Like, I cannot really draw. I'll do a sketch so many times and then the painting ends up being something entirely different. But he said, like, oh, in a way, I'm kind of jealous because everything I do is so finite. Everything is so calculated for me that it's almost like not fun anymore, and there's no freedom in it, or whatever he had said. This was so many fucking years ago. It's hard. I wouldn't be able to tell you verbatim what he said, but God, his birthday he's a Pisces. That he was like, you just have so much more freedom when you don't know what you're drawing. You can just draw whatever, and you don't know where it's going, and it's almost like a surprise to you instead of knowing exactly how it's going to turn out. And like that was a big learning moment, or at least shift in perspective, where it was like I hadn't really considered my art as a style of art, to be the stream of consciousness as much in the drawing as with the writing or anything else that I do. Yeah. So I definitely try to lean into it more, not just since then, because I feel like I took many years off, but I never really gave up drawing. It's just I don't really share it much because, again, it isn't really up to par with what other people do. But you can see that it's mine and it's unique, and that's why I like using my modeling and my imagery and doing mixed media stuff, because I am a collector, god damn it. And, just being able to I feel like I keep picking the same colors out. It's weird. This looks like an egg, but it's also about to be Easter time, so that feels right. I'm making like this weird Fabergé egg or something. Any Russians in the house? Sorry, is that like a sensitive subject because war, or this is definitely like inspired by Easter? I'm sorry, was that too much? Did I say the wrong thing? This is a new category for me. I should be mindful. What's up though? Easter egg. It's gonna be a Fabergé egg. Not all Virgos. Y'all crack me up. Ooh, it's all Earth signs in the chat. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, united. Whoop whoop. How's it going for all of us? I think we're sitting pretty at this point. Yeah, it was random. So I'm like gonna lean into it because it is Lent and I'm ready for a drink, I guess. Not really. I could care less, but some days I'm like, yeah, I guess it would be chill. There's really, you feel so much better with alcohol. It's hard to justify having it again, right? But if you don't really have much of a problem with it in the first place, or recognize when to stop, because that is indeed the problem. Why? You thought you were above being boring? Yeah, right. Some of the most interesting people in the world are. And then this is gonna like dry, and we'll do layers, and I'll add some washes, and it'll become an egg for Easter. It'll be an Easter egg, and maybe I'll put Jesus in there. Who knows what we're gonna do? Yeah, but it'll be really cool. Promise you that. Yeah, I love that it just became an Easter egg, because like, that's the thing. If you don't know what to do, you don't know how to decorate, you don't know like what to make, it is so easy to just be like, oh, well, it's a holiday, right? Why not embrace that? Like, part of like what I do, not part of what I do, but definitely part of what I do is listening to other readers and seeing like if my messages are sort of lining up to the general vibe, See, am I crazy, or is this going on? And ritualistically, I like to watch a reading before I stream. Or a couple, just depends. I try to like get, okay, I'm going to play a 20-minute reading and I'm going to try to be ready. It's just to stream by the time it's done. And I'm like, fuck. Okay, let me find a 9-minute one. It's like a timer, you know? And so today I was like, damn, I can't find a 20-minute video. But I really am being called for this, like, there was one that was like four-leaf clover, and it was all decked out, and this woman's altar was also decked out in four-leaf clovers. It was so fun that it was like, oh yeah, it's March. It's about to be St. Patrick's Day, and I'm not even going to be drinking because it still falls in Pisces season. And then I got this bit stuck in my head, which I think it's probably a chant, a common chant in Ireland. But I saw it in a TV show called Moon Boy, which is on Hulu, and it's like, I don't know who made it. Yeah, I'm a Taurus. My vessel is a Capricorn. That's so funny. Yeah, well, I didn't even really know. Actually, lady, I snuck that in there earlier because I said they. I was like, never really actually asked white pronouns, so I'm glad you actually said something. But, this show Moon Boy, it's like maybe British TV or Irish TV, I don't really know, UK TV. And, in it, there's this, it takes place in Ireland in the 80s. For the World Cup, and they're like chanting, "You'll never beat the Irish." So again, I think that's probably a thing that they do or whatever. But when I saw that video today, I couldn't stop chanting that. Like before I started the stream, I thought that was kind of funny. Sorry, I do have some Irish ancestors. They were deaf witches. Not deaf, but they were definitely some witches. I think all my ancestors were. They were like, you're not getting out of this one. So it's just an egg. Now it has to dry, and then it'll become more egg-like, more Eastery. Yay. Ooh, this one? Cool. Let's do that. You'll never beat the Irish. You'll never beat the Irish. Okay. Okay, that is just you. Yo, yeah, I agree. I think oil paintings are so difficult too. I'm always amazed by people who can do oil paintings, or yeah, the patience of like letting a paint dry and doing more layers to make it. Yeah, I don't know. I love the freedom of watercolor. I think that's why I like it, is to not have to do specific, you know, and other people are the opposite. It's very impressive. I agree. I love how my color scheme this whole week has been the same, kind of because I've been wearing like a lot of the same clothes, which I very rarely do. But it's just like we've been having issues since the power went out, you know, a week or two ago. Thanks, DT. But either way, I'm trying to conserve the laundry game right now. And I noticed that I keep going for the same color scheme, even if I'm not wearing the same thing, and it's very much the Aries vibe, I think, that I am putting on lately, which is funny because we still have like another week and a half of Pisces season. I'm honestly over it. I'm in my feelings like all of the time, and I get that all y'all are in your feelings now, but like keep up with me, feel your shit, like learn to process and let go stuff. Like Why do you wait once a year to get nostalgic instead of just experiencing things for the whole true moments that they are in your life on a regular basis? Yeah. I'm not good with patience. I like things to be... Patience is always the virtue in which I seek, I would say, but I do feel like I'm a patient person when it comes to a lot of things, but technology and my own creations aren't two of those things. I'll tell you what. Technology is what I have the least amount of patience for, which I probably should have the most amount of patience for, because they're going to be like, we remember how you treated us during the big takeover. And I'll be like, look, that laptop was my best friend. Like, I did not mean to break it like that. I was scared. So I really should be nice, but it can be hard. It's frustrating when it's not like I have to control situations or people, but things sometimes, when you have no control over them, it incites such a rage, because it's like, this is one of the only things that I can hands-on do. Oh, yeah, that's cool. Sure, there's lots of tricks to that, too. Not hating on anybody or downing anybody, but just, wow. Yes, I guess it's something I never didn't believe in. That's what I'm getting at, maybe. Because in some way, shape, or form, yes, people have the ability to do that. At this point, is anybody else picking their sexuality based on the flag colors, or is it just me? They keep launching these new flags. I'm like, I'm that one. I'm that one. So many of the things are like so similar anyways. You know what I mean? Or like I can identify as more than one. I always felt like I was bi. And then, I don't know, I feel like I've met too many like bi people who are basically straight people who want to be in the club, you know? They're like, yeah, I'm bi. And then they're like, but are you though? Because you just, never mind. There's like that kind of culture. I was like, meh, I don't really love that. But those pansexual colors, ooh, they look like a goddamn carnival, and I love it. But I also like love anybody, so still kind of pan, right? No real preference. But when I ovulate, I do crave dick. That's just biology, hormones, me being a fucking idiot. And now that I know when I ovulate, it's a lot easier to be like, yeah, no, I don't actually want this dick. What the fuck? But yeah, there's so much to learn about us. But is anybody else just like, yeah, I guess. Might be cool. Sounds kind of dangerous. Wouldn't want any of my skeletons to be in danger, you know. I feel like someone's gonna really like this color scheme, and it's okay to me, but someone's gonna really like it. They'll be like, wow, those are all my favorite colors. How'd you know? And I'll be like, I didn't know. I just pulled some random ones that had points out of a box, and I'm coloring them at random. And some of them are such similar colors that I can't really tell which one is which until I start coloring with it. And usually I'm very much into patterns and things going in order, blah, blah, blah. But right now, I'm doing a very good job just being random. So proud of myself for that. I think it's a little bit of both. And yes, I do also love my openness. I try to be pretty transparent, especially because I do put people's lives on blast, and it just only seems fair. Somehow there was one color I didn't use from the Soleil. Somehow it's just doesn't seem fair if I never, give parts of myself away in the same way that people are exposed when they come on here with their whole last names or whatever. And I try to be pretty vulnerable, transparent, etc., while also maintaining boundaries and safety, whatever. So when it comes to necromancy, I do think that I've trained for a really long time. I think that because I'm Catholic, You shouldn't feel attacked. Why do you feel attacked? This is very mild, mellow streaming right now. Because I'm Catholic, I would say, yeah, I trained for a really long time, trained my whole life. But they didn't give me any extra training than they give everyone. I just have the gift. So I think it's a little bit of both. Like, Jesus was a necromancer. He brought himself back to life. He brought other people. He, like, physically brought people back to life. I just reanimate them in other ways. I host them, you know. It's a different kind of practice than Jesus was doing. But the aliens were like, dude, we gotta relax on this shit, man. We can't just have a bunch of these, like, humanoid people. Jesus is gonna be the last one that we let have full powers. And that's why, you know, it's just like what you randomly get. Oh, couldn't hide it in that one kind of thing. Oh, yeah, I guess. You're not the only one, though. A lot of people put their selves on the internet, right? I do too, I guess. Put a lot of myself out there. I believe you. I don't know about the Ben Joseph, but the Middle Eastern equivalent of Ben Joseph, I believe you. I'm not really here to debate that, nor am I gonna, like, I don't know. I haven't really gotten too deep into Jesus. He kind of digs the Jesus Christ vibes too. I think that was his kind of like title, like stage name. So like as an artist, I respect it. Even as a spiritual leader, I respect it because like Illuminati Mystics is obviously not my name, right? So, I probably, yeah, believe you. I believe you. And I don't believe you. So Cinderella in a party dress. She was looking for a nightgown. Saw the devil wrapping up his hands. He's getting ready for the showdown. He saw the ending when he turned the page. He took my money and he ran away. I'm going to add a little more water to this, but I wanted to, before I completely ruin the colors, wanted to show, oh, hopefully it doesn't, but I hear the good girls die, and the sky won't snow. I hear the bells don't ring, and when the field don't grow, I hear the good girls die. Whatever. Right where the dreams are high. I don't know. If you're watching this, you're too close. No, I'm just kidding. That was a jokey joke message for someone in particular that I don't think is actually watching this. Or so we hope. What's your favorite Killer song? Because I'm biased, so naturally, my favorite would be the one they made with Lou Reed, the opener on Sawdust. What is that song? I don't know. Maybe they fell asleep. Yeah, that opener on Sawdust. That'd probably be my favorite Killer song. So we're gonna let this dry, and then we're gonna try to take down some of those check boxes and whatnot. What's up, everybody? Everybody, there's like one extra person here. Oh, two extra people. How's everybody doing? I was just adding some watercolor to some old writing pages on mixed media paper. It was like such a waste of paper. So I'm letting those dry. It's in a stack, so they're not really gonna dry that good. But I also usually am doing 4 tarot when I'm on here. So the conversation is very random, but I'm about to be working on this painting. Yeah, all the fucking time. Okay, so it's interesting that you ask that and that you pose it that way because, yeah, before I was like, even when I was practicing tarot and believed a lot of things, I didn't really necessarily have the proof to like be confident enough in what I was doing to actually fully believe it for a long time. So, like, in the midst of some of the inevitable mental breakings that happen with grasping these concepts of like, shit, if I can do this, that means this is true. Okay, maybe I can't do this and I am crazy. I guess I'm just crazy because how can that be true? And then, but then if I ever take a path of most resistance and try to stray away from like the spiritual side of things, everything goes kaputs and it just doesn't work. It doesn't last very long, is what I should say. It just really doesn't last very long. And so when you say the first few times, it's like, sure, I wouldn't even know what those were because the early days, they were religious experiences. I was just praying to Jesus and Jesus talked back. And I didn't necessarily know that was not the way prayer works because that's the way that they spin it in church. And Jesus being someone who did talk to the dead and bring himself back from the dead, it was very easy for me to just be like, okay, yeah, that makes sense. Why wouldn't I be able to talk to him? That's like the whole point, right? So, the living people coming towards me, it wouldn't have been my first experience. But also, when you go back and think, damn, how much of that indoctrination was Jesus and how much of it was just like, sort of like, how do I say, like, goddamn ironic, whatever it would be, I don't know what how do I explain. So I just had this idea with this makeup that I would brighten up the cave around her. It's like weird catacomb vagina cave thing going on. The living, it kind of makes you question how much you think is the dead. And of course, I wrote that Stream of Consciousness book, and I've always been really into stream of consciousness. And I always kind of was very insecure about people reading my thoughts and sometimes feeling like I was reading other people's thoughts. So the first time, I reckoned with being schizophrenic. I reckoned with fucking needing help or having excuses and, still reading tarot and being in denial. Like, there would be no distinct moment in which was the first time for me. It's been going on as long as I started talking to Jesus. Literally. Like, I cannot express to you how many times I say stuff to complete strangers and they're just like, how did you know? Like, I don't know. I don't know how I would know. Even on stream, people start cracking up. Like you said, being called out, but not, I mean, it's usually less obvious than just a name. Oh my God, I hate when that happens, honestly. Yes, I hear the call where it's like your mother's soul calling you back home in a sense. Yeah, I've definitely had that. I think there's just generally like the voices that are imprinted in our minds and in our heads at early ages for sure. But I think there's something very spiritual when you do hear the mother voice, even if it's like not your own. Just calling your name. I would always hear mine and my sister's name. But yeah, so I can relate. I've also heard like full on screaming, but that's like back in the days where it doesn't really happen like that anymore. And I realized that it was like, oh shit, that was like something that would happen when I wasn't getting my messages, when I wasn't checking the voicemail, when I didn't understand what was going on and I was in denial. I heard a lot more screaming and stuff. So the more that I practice and the more that I share, the better those feelings get for me. Like the less it's like that. LOL. Yeah. This it's both. I think there's an extent of it is probably trauma where it's like if you hear the negative monologues that you once heard as a child type shit, sure. Or even if they just have like an eccentric personality. I only hear the call though, and like I said, I feel like it's a very spiritual experience in a sense. Just because of what the mother represents in everything too, not just like in your own life, right? Oh, I could see that too. I don't mind demons though. I don't think they fuck with me. I think it's also like again, I think there's like a holiness to it, but I don't fuck with devils or the tricksters for the most part. Some of the demons like to play pranks, but they're very harmless creatures, you know, like they're very creature like, they're very sweet, but the devils, the jinns, they're the ones that want to fool you into something. But if that's the case, they're not doing anything malicious there. Hi, yeah, doing. Thank you. I usually don't stream on Tuesdays and Wednesdays and Saturdays, but my partner kind of mentioned it, like, "Oh, are you streaming?" I was like, "I didn't plan on it. I never do, but I have been wanting to paint, so I was like, fuck it. I guess I could just paint this stream while I paint." Is how I was thinking. Yeah. Yeah. So I had this like ground up makeup that I dropped on the ground. It was already broken up, so when it hit the ground, I was like, fuck it. That's why I'm okay. I think this is a piece of my tree. Hung something up from a tree branch that I carried 3 miles over the summer to be here. Um, I'm an odd person. I'll just admit it. I'm an odd person. What time is it? 4:20, baby. Somewhere in the world. Right here, right now. Damn. We're a minute late now. I did see the clock at 4:20 though. But just like a true stoner would, we're running late. Nothing wrong with that. I got Country Roads stuck in my head right now. Um, Ew, that is really gross. I feel like that's the kind of stuff you do when you're like desperate and like no longer have material resources. And it's definitely not stuff you put on the internet. Like, sounds like spell work. Smoke weed every day. Ah. Yo, I can't wait. Listen, this is my manifestation. I'm clearly, look at this color scheme and sunshine, orange, tan. It's Aries season. It's early this year, okay? I'm ready. The gold is out. It's on me, okay? I am ready. And just now, I can't believe I almost said this out loud because this is something like I'm very secretive about because part of me is like, if it never happens, it never happens. What am I going to do about it? Probably nothing. Like, never overcoming my fear of stage fright or being alone in that sense. But there was a moment just now when I was singing whatever just came out of my mouth and was like, I can't wait to like get up on fucking stage and perform music someday. It's like, well, since when? I thought you were waiting until you died to do that because you have stage fright and hate everyone and don't want to. So what are you talking about? But I think it would be fun, kind of, to be able to sing for people instead of just, you know, the dead. Although performing at the cemetery is one of my favorite places, for sure. For sure, for sure. Yeah, it's BuzzFeed is totally cursed. It's not the worst part of the internet, but it certainly is not the best. Um, Yeah, and no one even likes my music. I think that's why it's even funnier that I would sit here and be like, I can't wait to perform. For who? To the dogs that you don't even like dogs? Okay. Go to the dog park and be like, thanks everyone for coming. They're like, dude, we're out of here, bro. The fuck? What delusionment? Who knows, man? But there was that moment just now, and so I feel like spring is coming, and maybe this new year I'll feel different, and I'll just, whatever. I gotta accept that not everyone's gonna align with me in this lifetime, and a lot of people, even if they do, are gonna be a little more secretive about it because of the nature of my personality and my calling, and the work that I do is very on blast, loud, radical, blah blah blah. I get it. So sometimes I think I just have to eat shit and say it's the line and I walk alone, right? That song's been on my mind all fucking day. I was hoping not to bring this up. I was like, dude, you are so white. You fucking love Wes Anderson movies. You already are obsessed with Kendrick Lamar. They do not need to know, and all your Gemini love, that you actually do really like Iggy Azalea's old music. They don't need to know that. But I just keep thinking about that fucking song. I think it's called Walk the Line. It's like the first track on the new classic. You think I have shame in that? You think I don't know the whole fucking track listing? You think I don't know every song on there? Keep it 100, okay? Whitney Around Me. Like, I loved that album. It's just tragic the way she isn't good. That's so true. What is the Sleeping Beauty song, by the way? What is that Sleeping Beauty song? Okay, so this only stuck when I rubbed it. Did not stick when I painted it as much. It's interesting. Ain't no going back now. I'm gonna wear it now. Ain't no going back now. It's just the line and I walk alone. Counting out, I was stepped on. I was wide awake and got slept on. Had everything that I said, work my ass off. I'm exhausted. All this talk about me, just talk about me. I'm here now. They can't walk around me. I'm dedicated, flow elevator, tell every hate. I hope you never make it, said I never play. And I'm celebrating. I'm never quitting. I'm resignating. I don't know. Pressure Made Diamonds. Yeah, that album is so good. And I just think about that song. I haven't actually listened to it though. What does SpongeBob have to do with anything? I don't understand. Oh, you're trying to get the SpongeBob SquarePants theme song stuck in our head instead. No, I don't know that song. That's nice. Yeah, I've always been a have something to look forward to kind of person. Um, and a lot of times, like music and concerts were a good one for a really long time. Traveling in general, looking forward to seeing people that you haven't seen in a while. And then I think COVID, among other things, kind of put an end to that phase of my life. And truly, I feel like I never really recovered from the whole experience to be able to get back into it at this time in a number of ways. But, like, oh man, I understand why I did the things I did, I think, right? And it's good to feel that way, at least. Ain't no going back now. Don't know where now. I love that song. I don't know. I get that she's not good live, but that album is fucking good, okay? I can't stop. It did, yeah. So it's like a new world we live in and we're coping, and I think that's why I took to the internet so much. Um, because the year, like 2020, or technically 2019, I had a really bad accident. So the beginning of 2020, or the zodiac end, right, January, is when I started doing the YouTube tarot videos because I was injured and I wasn't going to be able to work for a while. So when COVID started, I was like, oh, cool. Everyone else now has that problem also. That's great. Um, well, that sounds really horrible for me to say it like that, but that was kind of like, it was supposed to be a couple weeks, couple months kind of thing. Didn't think it was going to change the world like it did, but it did. That's cute. Um, so I feel like that's when I really transitioned to being online, even though I always had long distance friends and online communities and stuff. I was very much an in person type person, and I would just use it as a secondary thing in terms of socializing. But during COVID, definitely a lot of us switched. But it was, yeah, it was a little bit before the pandemic started for me. And so I got lucky to be integrating myself into that aspect, and everyone else did also. Kind of made things easier, which was really wild. And I'm kind of, again, grateful, as shitty as that sounds, grateful for it. Okay. I love layers. I love exploring. I love. Yeah, that's cool. Okay. Yeah. Now I want to do some fine lines, but I don't have like a super fine tip brush because these are all like random cheap brushes. I probably had COVID a few times. I have no fucking idea. I got vaccinated like the first dose or whatever, but I never lost my sense of taste. Thank God, fuck yes. God bless. Literally love that so much. I love that I taste all the time. But yeah, I had some really major nose blockages and like bouts of like the fatigue and the muscle aches and stuff. But because I primarily was isolated and still am like working for myself, I've never tested for COVID. It's just like if someone else around me tested positive, I would just treat it as a positive for me as well. So, I don't know if that makes me shitty, but I'm paranoid where I'm like, don't give it to me. Like, no, you can't just have my nose swab, you guys. That's a ridiculous notion. I get that you already have my blood on file for things, but you're not just going to get every part of me every time you want some. No. I am paranoid. Like, yeah, no. Totally fair. I am. We all know that. We all know that. There's different parts of my cycle that make me even more paranoid. But, ew. Why would you even say that? The fuck? It's just the night and I walk alone. Okay, so Black Death fetish, lol. There's people who probably wanted to fuck in suits or whatever, though. If we're being real. I guess I'll just use white, and then if I don't like it, I'll cover it with some black. Right? What kind of metallic white? Academic level. Okay. So everything I own in this is sparkling, I think. Okay. Why do you keep calling me Lily? And I don't really know. I don't just have like humor on deck. No, I don't know where you got that from. Nowhere does it actually say Illy. I mean, it says Illy. It doesn't say Lily. Yeah. I don't. I'm a pretty dark person and I sometimes am humorous. I don't really have any loaded dark humor jokes. And I don't know what you would consider dark humor either. There's like such a wide variety of jokes. And I dude, no, that's why I stream, yo. Like, guys, kind of not same, but same. Different reasons, same but different. Absolutely no idea. Hmm. Hmm. She's holding something behind her back, but I don't know what it is yet. Yeah, this looks bad, so good luck to me with all the layers that are going to be coming. I'm excited because I was like, yo, hit a wall, but now I'm going to be busy on this painting. Y'all, let me tell you, it's about to get complex. Okay. Yeah. I know. Sometimes I think me streaming and painting is not even a great idea because I get really focused on the painting. Totally forget. This is a good bit of dark humor for you. You're lucky that went over well. Well, I don't know how well you consider that. Kind of getting kind of like, yeah. Um, lols, I guess. Way wide on that arm. Huh. Probably should have done more points, but it's too late. We're gonna have to just work with it, I think. Um, be a more bendy noodle, perhaps. Ew. I mean, I like a good like oat milk, coconut milk, shit like that. But like drinking somebody's mother's titties milk is weird as fuck. In all seriousness, if you think about it even for 2 seconds, weird as hell. You know, I used to do it too, and then I was like, you know what? That's weird as fuck. Oh God, what the fuck were people thinking? Well, it was actually a great survival tool. It was actually, we talked about this on the stream, I think, recently, with reason, like, you're supposed to be lactose intolerant beyond the age of 2 or 3. You're supposed to, like, just, oh shit, the pre rolls, you guys, we gotta go. Oh my god. Where are you going? You told us to be safe. Threatening or else? No, I'm just kidding. It's late. Good night. The reason human beings developed a genetic mutation to be able to process milk past the age of 2 was because during times of drought or famine or diseased crops, the only thing that could filter out like disease was cow stomachs. The multiple chambers and multiple stomachs they have. There's enough filtration to get rid of any kind of disease that would have been consumed in the food only through a cow's stomach. No one else could eat it. So for an entire society would live off of cow's milk from their animals to them, whatever, and they were forced to be able to digest it over time. And as well as like being able to produce milk. The cows are able to produce milk even without like digesting anything or whatever. There was enough nutrition in cow's milk to help people survive when there was a drought and there was no crops, rather than just diseased crops. So those were the two scenarios in 2 different places of the world. 444, hey, are you new? No, you are chatting. It's been a long time, maybe? December 5th, I see. 444. I'm going to take a bomb rip for that. How you doing? Hi! Oh my gosh! We're doing art. So I'm working on this painting. You guys, my best friend is here. That's so crazy. Not that y'all are not my besties, but that's like my real best friend. Right there. So, hey! We're doing art. This is it's me/Nico inspired vagina cave painting, and I need more detail in the dress and arms and stuff. Yeah. Yeah. That's like literally what I do. Maybe. But probably don't refer to us as necros because that very much obviously we all know on the channel that we mean necromancer. But when you say necro, it just kind of sounds like necrophiliac, and that's just like not the vibe. Like, okay. Thank you. I just want more details in the dress. You couldn't see her arms smoking. Like, you couldn't really tell what was going on. So it's going to stay this. But I want to do a little more detail in the background. We added some light flesh tone to the vagina part of the cave. And then we're going to lighten the dress and then darken the dress. Something like that, you know? Or we're just having like random conversation. So if anybody wants to bring anything up, we're just chatting. Recent deep dive into Sonic Youth would be this week's special interest. Probably I haven't been doing much else, and I only got to the 3rd album. I hear you, but I mean, meh. So, it was fine last night. 50-50 today. Lots of weird stuff. The milk thing was a lot. I kind of feel you. But I think it's just a moment. You said something about wanting to start shit tonight. So. Weird is fine, but if you start to get creepy, right, that's where it's like we draw the line. Like necrophilia or necromancy? What exactly do you mean by that? Cool. Oh, oh, see, no, I don't like that show. I would talk about it, but one, I don't like spoilers, so no spoilers on my channel. Or if you're gonna spoil something, make it very clear that you're about to spoil it. Um, but I didn't watch American Horror Stories because season one did not impress me enough at all to watch season two, and I can't believe they got a season three, etc., etc. My dream was once to become an okay enough actor to be in an episode of American Horror Story, or really a season of American Horror Story. And while I probably still would, less fate, less care. Now I'm all in on the Wes Anderson movies. I'm gonna be in a Wes Anderson movie. I shouldn't even say my wishes out loud. You know what I mean? But no gin anyway. That's not how we do it. So maybe someday it'll just happen. But switching gears, I'm not into American Horror Story anymore. I'm manifesting Wes Anderson movies into my world. That's not true. I still love American Horror Story, just not stories. We were trash talking America last night, and that's a great way in on this channel. Like, you can pretty much hang if you can be like, yeah, the U.S. kind of sucks, and I hate the government. It's like, we'll let you in. You can stick it. You can stay. You know what I mean? So yeah, no, for sure. Like, absolutely, absolutely. There was a time. Um, Everyone has moments. That's why I'm pretty patient. There's like a lot of really specific things people would have to do to get banned from my channel or to be deemed as too much for me. Um, but we all just barely know each other around here, don't we? Also, what is she holding behind her back? I think I was like going for like a book or something. Like a gimroar. How do you say that word? Grimoire. If you can't say it, you don't need it. Or you need to learn to spell it. Probably need to. Fuck. Don't do too many things at once. Grimroar. Either way, I think it was gonna be um what should her dress look like? What is she holding? Yeah, so there's not a lot of room, but it's like it could be maybe a rose or something, or a knife, or a book, but she's holding something behind her back. I think I like the idea of a rose because it's very me, it's very niche to my, not niche to my life because it's very basic, the rose, but it's niche to my interests being a deadhead, you know, and just the beauty of it all, right? So, yeah. And being, yeah, everything. It was so funny. You guys want to hear a cute story? I'm just talking. I don't know. I'm just talking. Who's baby censored? Is it because I'm. What are you talking about? What is this? Oh, I miss you too. Grimoire. I miss you too. I know. Okay, okay. So, shit, what was I gonna tell y'all? There was a funny story that was about to come out. I was like, what were we babbling about? The Grateful Dead being something. Damn. Grimoires holding a flower. Oh, okay. So, I'm gonna tell you guys the story about when I talked to Big Sean. That's what I was gonna tell you. I don't know if I ever told you about that. Maybe I did. So, Budweiser had this contest a few years ago. It was 2020. And they were like, yo, get a Big Sean special edition Budweiser, post a picture of it, and you'll be entered into a contest. And, you know, you can win a chance to, like, virtually talk to Big Sean. So I was like, fuck yeah, I'm going to do that. I was going to go out and buy this tall boy anyways, but now I can just post it on Instagram. Fuck this. I did a whole photo shoot. It was literally amazing. It was at Murder House, and I matched the Budweiser can, and it was, like, so good. Um, That's cool. So, there was only like maybe 6 people that entered this contest, I think. So we all won, I think, is kind of what happened. And then they said they were going to announce the winners at, October 30th or something, and I didn't hear from them, so I assumed I lost. And then like 5 days later, they were like, yo, I think that it was on November 4th, which is my friend's birthday, and he passed away the next year, which is creepy. And then, like, there was the day came, the week and a half later, whatever, and they were running really late, so they were, like, shortening the time all day. They're like, oh, you guys got 20 minutes to talk, blah, 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 okay, it's actually going to be 10, all right, we're running late, you each get, like, 4 minutes. We ended up talking for 6, no. One of the things I asked him was, like, why the rose for him? That's how deeply ingrained roses are into me, I think, is that I noticed he used them in his artistry, and I was like, ooh, what's that about? It was one of the things I had to know. I only have 4 minutes. What are you going to ask? That seemed like a very important question, It just did. And his big 3. Those top questions for me. There was a few other things, but I brought up his mama too. You already know I did. CC, LOL, yeah. So it was cute. It was very cute. I was like, in one of your new songs, it sounded like you were personally hating on me. Did you know that? And he's like, I didn't even write that part. It was someone else's verse. I was like, okay, good answer. And then in this other song, it once again sounded like you were personally hating on me. He's like, no. I don't know about it. I'm like, okay. No, I'm just kidding. Am I? Yes. Just joking. Ooh, this was probably too much, but like, what kind of detail will go into this dress? Should I make her have a spider dress? I'm getting ideas. Wait a second. I don't know if I'll be able to pull it off. But now, oh, I got a vision. Spider Queen. She's got to hold a rose. I always do end up painting portals and spiders. This is, I think, also why I don't paint that much. I do not enjoy watching ghost videos. That's like, I like don't even have a good analogy for that. There is just something about that I'm like, absolutely fucking not. There's time and place. I believe people just as much as I would believe myself, right? Like it's no biggie. I accept. But also no Tupac, R.I.P. It's like I am ghost videos. I see the ghosts or hear them or talk to them. Sometimes like all day, every day. I go to the cemetery, chill, vibe with them, just be chatting it up with Dewey. No idea who this dude is, but he's like a dad to me, like a dead dad. And like I just don't feel a need to watch videos, no, of poltergeists and movements and fair. Not everybody does. But you can imagine that if you did, you maybe wouldn't be as keen on the videos, right? You guys want to tell ghost stories? Want me to tell a ghost story? I've told some of my creepiest ghost stories before. I thought the Beishan story was cute, but 0 reacts, 0 likes. It's okay, we actually lost a viewer. It may have been CC, I don't know. Telling ghost stories? Yeah. So you like the apparitions? I have told, I think I've deduced it to like my top 3 ghost stories because the rest are almost too personal to where I don't know, not enough concrete evidence. So I have my top two. What was my third ghost story? Oh, yeah, okay. So I can think of a few. I could just tell ghost stories all night, really. I mean, really. So let's just start with like the craziest, creepiest one. Let's just up front, let's start with the number one. So it was the year 2012 or 13. It feels like it should have been the year 2012, but honestly, it had to be the year 2012. Yeah, I guess it was. God, that's so sad. That's like really sad. So I guess it was 20. Oh my God, it was 2012. Holy shit. Okay, so it was 2012. Some stuff happened in the spring. There was a lot of bodies. Okay, maybe I shouldn't say a lot, but contextually, for having none, most days. Anyways, a few months after that, God, I'm explaining this very poorly. No. Being an atheist and not believing in God, or, I mean, a lot of atheists don't believe in anything true, they would feel nothing, and it would be more like torture than cruelty, and like a torture of boredom or whatever, like just, ugh, kind of thing, I think. I don't think it's like cruel, because it's not like you're enforcing anything upon them. They're probably just there to prove you wrong, if anything. No, I don't think so. I guess that's just me being a former atheist. I always wanted to believe in something, I just didn't, for a long time. So okay, it really was, yeah, it was someone close to me being taken that definitely sparked my connection. Merry Moment, sparked a connection for me to the dead, I would say. So 2012 is when that happened, spring of 2012. And that's one of the first times that I really truly remember interacting with a ghost. Aside from, like, I went to a lot of funerals as a kid, as odd as that sounds. I guess it's because I'm Italian. I don't really know. Or my grandma also had the power of necromancy, never told anyone or said it like that. Or maybe some people knew and I just didn't. But either way, I first was noticing the gift around this time where people were, because I had a dream. It was the morning after my aunt was taken. I don't know. It's just, why would you be in there at all? You have to ask yourself that. Exactly. Yeah. Okay. Totally feel that. So I love how I don't know if you were here when I said the same thing, that I'm a former atheist, and I wouldn't really think that's cruel. I'd be open to it, but um, yeah. So my aunt, the morning after my aunt passed away, I had a dream that I saw her, and she didn't say anything. She just kind of like giggled, and I chased her through the house. And hearing her laughter, I woke up thinking I made it all up, and it was just the bad part. The yesterday was a dream, not that, right? That wasn't it. So she was like the first person, I think, that I truly, like, consciously connected to. Although the month before she passed, my uncle had passed. And I remember the day of his funeral, looking out my window. It's a beautiful view above the houses, because it was still the suburbs, but it was beautiful with the trees and being able to see the sunset. And I just remember thinking of him and remember thinking, yeah, like, the whole point is to connect with the sunset, and that's how you connect to that person, and you'll never lose them, and blah, blah, blah. And I remember having those thoughts. It was really intense. It was like one of the most important people to me at the time, who had passed. And I remember thinking that. That is funny, isn't it? Yeah, that's what else. I mean, wouldn't that just change your mind? I think most atheists are pretty open to science, and that's what creates a room for doubt in the first place, right? I would just never do anything to anyone who didn't sign up for it without telling them what was going on. Is the only part of that would be cruel, is if you do it unknowingly or unwillingly without consent. So those were like some of the earlier connections I made. But later that year, this is again, they passed a month apart in 2012. So later that year, it was probably fall time because I was sick. I was working at this health food store, which I thought I worked there in 2013, but I worked there in 2012. It's crazy to think about. And it makes more sense that way, where it's like, no, duh. I just never perceive it that way in my mind because I didn't recognize that the trauma was still so fresh on me when I did that and when I was there and all that. So, and I realized I was there a little bit longer than I imagined too. It's just very bizarre to think about. When I mess up my own timeline as a time traveler, it's like, oh, is that why it hasn't been a functional thing? That makes sense. Anyways, if I'm off track, then that adds up. It was 2012. So at the end of 2012, I'm working at this health food store. I got super sick. I had a flu. I very rarely was ever sick at the time. I've been sick more since, that's funny, yeah. Yeah, amen. They want to be there and disturb the peace. Hell yeah. Hell yeah, I'm a time traveler and therefore I can leave timelines, and sometimes I don't even know which timeline I want because none of them are all that good when you're just stuck doing what you're doing. I try to just ask for the best. Oh my god, I'm getting rated! Hey everybody, we're clearly doing art, but I'm telling ghost stories. Good night, Kitsune! Raid! I like that looks like Mario Party font. Hi everybody, see you tomorrow. I don't think I'll be here tomorrow, but maybe. Mwah, thank you for thinking of me and rating me. Kitsune! Good night. So I'm painting and telling ghost stories. I'm painting a goth girl in a vagina cave thing and telling ghost stories. She's gonna have a spider dress. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be spider webs. So you missed a little bit of background on how I got the ability to talk to ghosts, or like came to realize what the ghost stories were and whatnot. But you didn't really miss the stories yet. So it's late 2012. I was suddenly experiencing communication with the dead in ways that I hadn't before, by seeing them in dreams, hearing them in sunsets, whatever the fuck was going on. But when I was sick with the flu, and I was so sick I actually had to leave work, and that was very rare for me at the time because this was 11 years ago, and I hated the idea of missing school my whole life, hated calling off, hated not showing up, no matter how bad my PMDD was, regardless. But there was one day I was so sick, I was in the bathroom, my boss was like, are you actually sick, or are you gonna, stay? And I'm like, I literally looked her in the face, I was like, I can stay here and keep shitting if you want, but I'm gonna be in the bathroom. And she's like, all right, just go, whatever. So I'm sick home with the flu for probably 3 days. I literally couldn't eat. I couldn't keep anything down. I could not keep down water. I could not keep down bread. I was calling myself the Antichrist because I was turning water into shit. Literally. I love how we got rated and maybe 2 people stayed if I was lucky. It's probably only one. It's very darling of you to stick around. But they're not into my ghost stories apparently, and that's okay. It is an art thing. But anyway, I'm just a goofy guy, you know what I mean? What? So, I was not able to keep anything down, calling myself the Antichrist because I was turning water into shit. Maybe that's where I lost them. And I was sleeping hours at a time. I had no schedule. I was just sleeping off and on, getting up to shit. I was so dehydrated. I was so starved out. I was trying to text people and they're like, fuck, bring me food. And they're like, dude, I don't want to get sick. And I'm like, good point. And then I just pass back out and not eat and then wake up and be like, what's going on? Fall back asleep. Literally had no schedule. So at one point I wake up and there is a fresh, hot, warm body in my bed with me. I fell asleep with the lights on. I think it may have been daytime. my schedule was whack as fuck. Like, the lights were on in the middle of the day. Like, I don't know. Like, it was, it could have been like 7, 8 o'clock or whatever. I don't even know. It was just such a wild 3 days. But I opened my eyes, lights fully on, and there's a body, hot, warm, fresh body on me. And I'm like, did that dude come over? How the fuck did he get in my house? What the hell? He never even been here. And I see blonde hair, and I'm like, is this who I think it is? And then I'm like, his head is really high up. We're like the same height. This can't be right. I have my hand on his back. I see a red shirt. I'm like, he don't usually wear red. And I run my hand down. I'm like, his torso is simply not this long. And I'm like, holy fuck, this is someone who died 6 months ago. What the fuck? And I was so freaked out. My eyes were open. I literally couldn't move because I had the weight of him on me. And I was like, holy fuck, holy fuck, holy fuck, trying to wake myself up. I'm wide awake. And he's fucking laying next to me. And my arm pinned down, and I sit up, trying to wake myself up, completely awake. And I finally shook myself out of it. He was gone, and I drank water and like ate food for the first time in 3 days. And was like, oh my God, I think I was actually fucking dying. Like, I just had the flu. I couldn't keep anything in, and then I was just sleeping too much to actually eat anything or communicate with anyone that I needed food that badly. This was like way before COVID days. This was 2012. It was just like the only time I got a really bad flu in my fucking life. And I saw some dude in my bed who died 6 months ago. Like, that's my number one ghost story probably for the rest of my life, because I still have never experienced anything like that. Yeah. I was going to say I got up and took a shit. That's so funny that he scared the literal shit out of me. Yeah. And then after that, I drank water and ate food again. It was the first time I held it down in 3 days. Like, I was on the verge of death, and he was there to be like, hey, buddy. Whoa. Okay. Gotta eat or I'm going to die. Like, it was the scariest thing. Yeah, it was so fucking scary, dude. So wild. Yeah, and it's funny because it was such a cult-like company that they were all doing juice cleanses probably, and I didn't, so I got sick and had to cleanse the raw way, but that's the way of the necromancy. So that's my number one ghost story. That's my favorite ghost story, for sure. I have a few other good ones, too. Oh, yeah. No, it was intentional as fuck. I felt very connected to him, because I didn't really know him well in life, but under the circumstances in which he died, I appreciated him for what it was, So he knew what he was doing, and I realized what he was doing midway, where I was like, wait a second, you're dead. Oh, shit. Like, that's me next. Like, he's coming to get me. He's coming to warn me. It was very intentional. He knew who I was. I don't know if I'm going to be able to handle making this dress webby like I want to, but I'm going to try. Maybe like casual web could work, actually. Dun, 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 dun. What's up, everybody? I usually do tarot, so I was telling ghost stories. I don't have to be telling ghost stories. I do have a few more I could tell, especially because someone said they want to see ghosts, and I always made a deal that if they didn't reveal themselves, I would talk to them. And I always said that I never wanted to see physical apparitions because it is hands down the scariest part of talking to dead people. I don't mind seeing them in my mind's eye. I don't even mind being possessed by them. But let me tell you, when you see a whole ass person who's not there, oof, it's overwhelming, man. It is straight up over fucking whelming. But maybe I could this new year take on a new stance for that. I don't think I'm gonna dig this whole spiderweb thing, but maybe I can make it look like a casted net. Might still be worth doing. Okay. Dun, dun, dun. Thank you. Yes. Yeah, sorta. I used to do that. I just haven't been using my decks. Okay. I'm basically just taking a break from tarot, or taking a cutback on tarot during Lent, basically during Pisces season, because I gave up alcohol and I gave up drinking for Lent or for Pisces. It was for Pisces season, and then I realized Lent coincides, and I'm like, you, Jesus, you sly dog, you've been trying to get me to be so Catholic, and look, it's working. Like, love you, dude. Um, so I gave it up, and I just am cutting back on tarot. Even like the tarot I consume, because I like listening to tarot videos because I don't listen to podcasts, you know. So I've cut back my personal time, and I'm cutting back on the stream. But yeah, usually I do have the Halloween Oracle in fine rotation. You're just new, and you're coming during Lent. So it's not necessarily that I always tell ghost stories or have like a ghost day, but my Halloween Oracle is in play for any day of the week. If I am ever like, oh, what deck do you guys want me to use? Just say the Halloween Oracle if you want to talk to people. Obviously, right now I'm painting, so I'm not doing any tarot, but on a tarot day, which are most days, it's rare to have an art day these days. But maybe more. Are y'all enjoying this? My process is a bit unhinged, and sometimes I like to really move around on things, but I'm kind of digging what I got going on in this current moment. And I don't always love my paintings. I'm trying to love them more, even. But, yeah. Maybe we could write a song. I'm hearing lyrics in my head. Somebody's already written a song about me, yeah? Doesn't run in my head, but you're in my mind. Ooh. Golivio. I don't know what that is. Golivo. Thank you. Go live. Thank you. Okay, the zero confused me. Can I call you Golivo anyway? I love nicknames. I'm sorry. It's not rude. Is it Italian? It sounds like it might be or something. I don't know. Merry moment. Welcome to the stream. I wanted this to look like a spider web, but I don't think it's going to, actually. And I was telling ghost stories, but we can talk about whatever. It can be more. It was just kind of me and the angel over here, Blakeshire. We're chatting, so we went with ghost stories, but they do not have domain over the room. We all do. So collectively speaking, if you want to ask me any questions and you're new here, feel free. Gotcha. Okay. Cool. Ooh, this part looks like a heart. We love that. To love is to goth. Hell yeah. Okay. I think I'm gonna dig this, dude. It's my design era. No, okay, but that'd be so cool if I did paintings of like design and then it became real. That'd be dope. I've never been that good at sewing though. Dun, dun, dun. But maybe this is the way. Because this is cool. No, I know. I'm not saying that you did. Nice. I didn't even realize that, Morph. That's cool. thought it was just a made-up word. I don't know how I missed that. Oh, I already finished my vanilla Coke? That is not smooth or intriguing. Fuck. That was so sad. I'm literally so sad. Hey, well, I have like 20 minutes on the ad timer. Please help remind me so that the auto rolls don't play. I missed it earlier. Okay, good. No, we can't. The fuck? No, I don't think so. Isn't that the one you're not really supposed to say their name? And here you are? Yeah, like, we said that at the same time with the chat delay. Like, that's not a good sign for you, buddy. You better relax on your curiosity, especially if you walk around trying to claiming to be some angel that already exists without you. You can't just be reckless and think it's divine. Yeah. He had said that earlier. You think it don't work in Australia, but sir, you are he, him, or why would you say that? Or what is that? Or do that? No, probably don't. He, okay, yeah. So sir, excuse me, no. I don't know. I would say Yano Aneta. Okay? So, anybody else? Any other questions? Floor's open to whatever. I'm just painting this goth chick, designing a dress. It's a good time. Telling ghost stories or just discussing whatever is on your minds. If you got any questions, because I do tarot usually. Just felt like painting tonight. Been wearing my paint shirt all week. Very rare for me to repeat outfits and pieces like I did this week, but I really was like, I want to paint. Let me just wear this. Okay, it didn't paint. Maybe tomorrow I will. And today I'm finally like, fuck yeah, here we go. You better work, bitch. Nice flow. I could just sing. Any song requests? I keep hearing random lyrics that I don't know as songs, and I don't know if they're real songs or if they're being written, or if they're songs for me to write. I don't really keep up with the music I've already written, though, so it's like hard to take on every single lyric that comes up. Take your time, do it right, we can do it, baby. Do it tonight. Have you interacted with an embodied shadow before? I think so. Same kind of era, the whole November 2019. Because I feel like I've caught someone's shadow lurking around. Long time ago, where I think it had been a presence in my life, and then I caught it in the dark one day. I was being shown a lot of things, thanks to John Lennon, right? That time in my life. I don't know if you've caught any of those streams, but yeah. But essentially, that's witchcraft, what they're doing, if they're putting it in a video game, because they're getting a bunch of people to say it, and that's like how they're giving themselves power. So like, that's why you have to be more conscientious of what you consume. Straight up. These people will do rituals on you. Straight up. Straight up. Ba-da-ba-ba. Ba-da-da-da. Ba-da-da-da. Da-da-da-da. Yeah, I kind of do dig this, to be honest with you. A lot of them do. I really think that. There is a spiritual warfare. And people who try to play it off like there isn't one, or who say shit like, oh, it's just within you, is a fucking, it's white supremacy being upheld in the spiritual community. Period. Silence is violence. If you literally think that you are internalizing, or everything that you experience is completely internalized, and that if you fix yourself, you fix it, or that you somehow can opt out of it now, that's not real spirituality, because all of the most spiritual teachers are the most radical, controversial people throughout history, and that is why they lead spiritual revolutions, and that is what makes them spiritual people. If you look at Jesus, if you look at Siddhartha, if you look at Muhammad, I don't know anything about Muhammad. It felt right to say it in the moment because I think he did lead an army at one point, right? The Prophet Muhammad? I don't know. I don't know where I'm getting that information. I suppose I don't remember my source for that, but I've learned about miscellaneous religions over time. Even a lot of the Moses led the people to freedom. Like, all spiritual leaders have a very radical side in which they question power, and that's why it makes no sense that in Christianity, Lucifer is inherently evil. Because how does that make any sense? Questioning authority is something God rewards in human life, but then if someone questions God, they're punished? No, no, no. Promoted. Lucifer got a promotion, rules over hell. That's like on God. That's one of his angels. Sent him down there like, hey, Lucifer, you know what? Good point. I trust you. You should go pay attention. You go beyond that. Thank you. Like, you know, I don't fucking know. It just depends on how much you would believe in it, how much stake you put into it, if how aware you are of what you're saying. I've said so many horrible things because of my PMDD being unkempt that, like, I've probably cursed myself for a lifetime, but that's why I also dedicate my life to servitude of the greater world around me, because it's like the clearing of the karmic debt that comes with the weight of every word ever said. That I'm well aware of. Okay, I spend my days picking up trash when I can, because I don't know how else to pay retribution to the world is, as is. There's no one individual that deserves me or my apologies any more than anyone else that's ever interacted with me. And the only way I can give back is to give to the earth itself. That's on that. If it would help to give the world back what it gave, then I would. I would feel, I would feel, say my eyes are crazy eyes. Sometimes they are, and so are you. And if you wonder what I would do anything if I could. You know I would. I would. I would. I would. I would for you. I would for you. It's a little too uniform to be an actual spider web, not enough slanting. Yeah, I never even thought of it like that, but that's so real. I would. Okay. I don't know. These halves of the dress are not coming together necessarily. Let's see if I can't do something about that. Mm-hmm. Sorry. Oh, Edward Sharpe. Love that. That's cute. I saw Edward Sharpe and the Magnetic Zeros. This is a cute story, very much not like my ghost story. Who doesn't want to hear about my days at Electric Forest, you jerks? Who made me draw my paint stick? Who is rooting against me? What hater cast upon me? Oh my god. Oh my, and it was black. Got a paint shirt, not a paint dress. Oh my god. Duh. How do you get paint out? I should know, but I don't know what I really do. Haters mad because I drink haterade. Disappointed. Okay. I'm gonna finish what I'm doing, and on the next ad break, I'm gonna have to take care of that. Why do I sound like you? Am I bitching? Oh, because I got paint on my dress? Forgot about it already. Okay. Maybe this comes together after all. Pretty cool. Okay, I more or less dig this. Oh my goodness. Cool. Cool. Goodness. Thank you. I don't even think it's that good. but you're seeing how intensely I'm working on it. But also know that I use very cheap materials that I collect over time, months, years, etc. And I just work with what I got. I never go out and buy anything, that I like, oh, I'm gonna use such and such. It's just like, what do I got? So it's worth its weight in hours worked on, but not so much in its materials worked with, I admit. And so, of course, it's not going to look necessarily as good as if I were using professional, high quality shit, you know? Here she comes. Yeah, hell yeah. You better watch your step. She's going to break your heart in two. Yes, it's true. Yeah, hell yeah. Hell yeah. I collect too much garbage. Lately I've been like, how come I don't ever use my paper towel rolls for anything or my toilet paper rolls for anything? Why am I not doing that anymore? And so I started collecting them again, which is not great. Oh, well, thank you. The compliments don't have to stop. 'Cause everybody knows she's a femme fatale. The things she does to please. She's just a little thief. See the way she walks. Hear the way she talks. Something you're just a name inside her book. You're number 37, have a look. She'll build you up just to tear you down. What a clown. 'Cause everybody knows she's a femme fatale. Think she does to please. She's just a little tease. See the way she walks. Hear the way she talks. Listen, I appreciate y'all being here. I can get really fucking lost in the art of things, for sure. Sometimes I zone out when I'm doing the tarot streams, but I will straight up forget the camera's rolling when I am painting. So I'm sorry, I'm not super good with keeping up with the chat. Oh, we got 3 minutes until these pre-rolls go off, so I'm probably gonna get a head start on that. I like where this is going, kind of. Here, I'll let y'all see. It doesn't look good on camera like it looks good in real life, but I'm working on it anyways. She'll probably have a glowing aura. it's way less, it's metallic white, so it seems like, yeah, there's needs to be a little bit right there so that it shapes her better, but what the fuck. Yeah, so let's not miss this pre-roll. Let me go clean my dress. Well, so it is about passion. I am very passionate and unused materials. Yes, not everybody in trash. Yeah, I agree. It is weird when people get mad about it. I get that too. Phases. Yeah, that's pretty real. Okay, so we got 2 minutes. I'm gonna roll these ads real quick. I'll be right back. Okay. Yeah, I realize it's like super fucking late. Love that. Mm. I don't know how much later I'll stay up, y'all. I want to keep working on this painting, but it's like really late, and I started late. But it's worth it because I love this and where it's going. Okay, it's definitely getting somewhere. It's got more texture and layers than it did before, and I'm satisfied with how much I've gotten done. Yeah, it's so true. It's always nice to have someone to talk to. Damn. That just transformed. Fuck yeah. Very good. Cool. Sorry, I keep getting away from the chat. Oh. I've always been someone to compliment people a lot and very graciously and very strangely. It's something that stuck out to people for a long time about me is the way I would compliment them. Very unique and very otherworldly. I was always a bit psychedelic, but some parts of me more so than others in the most adorable ways possible, of course. I almost made a joke about one of the funniest compliments that I ever got, but that would just be embarrassing, especially if you really do watch. I feel like deja vu. Did I do this in a dream? And in the dream, I was like, "How the fuck did that come up?" But of course, y'all talking about fucking compliments. You want to sit here and call yourself an angel? My God, you might be the devil. Oh yeah, you're a Capricorn. That's hilarious. One compliment I seem to get a lot in my life is that I give really good hugs. Aw, yeah, good night. Totally missed that. Oh, 222 on the clock. It was actually 2223 when I saw that. Good very night. Merry dreams. Thanks for being here, and I'll be back with tarot on my regularly scheduled days. Thanks for hanging out. I'm not going to be on here much longer. To anyone else who's lurking, thank you, or chatting, thank you. I want to kind of finish up any ideas that I have on this painting right now and then call it, but of course that's always really hard, which is why streaming and painting is not always the best idea. Or painting in general, I think if you don't have a ton of time to dedicate to it, can be hard to start, you know. It's like I never had to see in your eyes or feel it. I could tell when you smile. It's like I didn't need to say anything more, too much I could tell when you smile. in a second. Oh, I think I came here when the population on Earth was so high simply to seek souls that I knew in other lifetimes. I think that I high key have the conquest of meeting everyone I have ever met. And the only way that's possible after, centuries and centuries of existing is to be on Earth at a time where so many or the most souls that we have ever seen are incarnated. I think a lot of us are doing it. Especially with the internet making it possible to be in communication with more people in more places than ever before in any other time in the world. So yeah, I think almost everyone. I don't know how to feel about the online interactions where you never meet them, but also some people are so important to me that I've never met in real life that it's like they're my genuine friends. It's just not really any of the anonymous people, you know what I mean? No offense. But if I don't know who you are, I'm not going to sit here and pretend like we're friends, right? But I've made friends from Twitch, so yeah. This makeup is pretty dope on here. I really like that it's more cave-like with that color. And I almost want to like lay it into some of this. I want to darken the background. I need to do something to her dress. I might just call it quits for the evening. Right. Yeah, that'd be cool. I met his brother in the show once. The guy who plays Merle, is that his name? Daryl and Merle. Not that clever of them. Maybe it is clever, I don't really know, yeah. That guy was fun. He definitely liked to party and probably wanted to fuck, but nothing personal either. So, pretty cool dude. I'll leave you. I'm like hiding behind the chat. I'm just like leaning back and I've never heard of it. I don't really know what you're talking about. I'm not a video game person. I'm like the only person on Twitch who doesn't play video games. And half the tarot readers also stream gaming and stuff, but not I. So I want to keep messing with this right now. And that's like, I need to stop. Because I don't even know what I would do. But then here I go, trying to do it anyway. Who do I think I am? An artist, that's who. You're literally an anonymous person on the internet. No, I just said that. Like, I don't actually know who you are. I don't know what you look like. I don't know anything about your life. I just know. No. You're a screen name. For all I know, you could be a chatbot, really. It's alright. I mean, you're just like an anonymous rando. It's not that you're a rando, it's that I don't know who you are. So for me to be like, yeah, we can be friends, you could be anybody. So if I don't know you and who you are and what you're about, like, no, I'm not just gonna pretend like I'm friends with you. You should be grateful that I'm honest about it, at least. Right? Or no, still an asshole. Hard to say. Whoa. This is giving X-Files. Damn. That was really satisfying. I want to put this on the egg. Your phone too. If you believe we put a man on the moon. Just kidding. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Save that for later. Thank you for understanding who I am as a person. This is dark. I'm kind of glad the chat is dead at this point. No offense, not because it's you, just because I can focus a little bit. I think I'm gonna paint over this. Even though it looks cool, it's like not that cool. Too busy. But I'm gonna paint over it so hopefully you can still see it. Is the goal. Maybe not gonna happen, but maybe. Well, didn't exactly work, but Yes, we shall meet again. Perhaps I will paint it more tomorrow on my other day off from streaming. I should go. This is becoming redundant, as all the layers I made are no longer visible. And all the work I did, perceivably not even relevant. But I know what I did, and I think that's a good place to be at. And knowing I have a new vision for what is to come. But for now, I've just changed the color of the dress, as far as anyone else can tell. And really, I've just created its bones and the skeletal structure of what the painting will become. Now that it's gray, I'll be able to draw in black, of course, because drawing is half the work that I do in my paintings. It's a Beatles song, right? Isn't anyone going to listen to my story? I know. It's fine. I'm gonna redo the same design on top. It was too bright. It was too fake looking, even though the whole thing is very cartoonish. It's layers and layers and layers. That's how all my paintings are until I decide that it's enough. Or the vision comes. It was not. Thank you. I appreciate it, but no. It wasn't. I didn't like it at all. It was cool, but I want it to be more spider, more web, and less, symmetrical. It's got to be more like a web always has a corner starting point and spreads out, and the dress wasn't looking that way, so I want to make it more like a web, I think. Thinner lines, too, which once again, now that it's this charcoal gray, I'll be able to draw a lot of the things I want to do. Which is good because it was like this shiny, metallic-ish black before. Because I used a permanent marker and I couldn't really draw on top of a permanent marker, but once this dries, I'll be able to draw on this. Ah! Alright. Stop using a broken paintbrush immediately. Not you. Okay. Hi. I'm sorry you feel that way. Hello, Wolf. I'm just painting. We're kind of babbling a little bit. I've been singing a lot. If you've got any requests. Isn't anyone going to listen to my story? I am wrapping it up soon, but I'm addicted to painting. This is why I don't paint a lot, because I'm like, fuck, dude, now I can't stop. Thank you, there's two. Getting a little messy out here, but yeah. I don't usually stream on Tuesdays, so I was working on this painting. It doesn't look too much different than it did at the beginning, but we've changed some of the colors. I keep singing Girl, the Beatles song stuck in my head, but I don't know the words. I don't know the words to very many Beatles songs. I don't know if I know all the words to any Beatles song. To to be honest with you. I used to play Beatles rock bands back in the day, so I think at a point I probably did know all the words to a few of them, for sure. Like Helter Skelter is fun to sing. Shut up. It was not that bad. It will come back. You have no idea. Hey, Prudence, won't you come out to play? Dear Prudence, breathe a brand new day. The sun is up, the sky is blue. It's beautiful, and so are you, dear Prudence. Won't you come out to play? Dear Prudence. Open up your eyes. Dear Prudence, see the sunny sky. The wind is low, birds will sing that you're a part of everything. Dear Prudence, won't you open up your eyes? Look around, round, round, round. Look around, round, round, round. Look around. Dear Prudence, let me see you smile. Dear Prudence, like a little child, the clouds will be the daisy chain. So let me see you smile again, dear Prudence. Won't you let me see you smile? Did the Beatles invent the closet? Because if so, shame on them. It's obviously homophobic to even suggest. Shit, her dog just gets bigger and bigger every time I add layers to this painting, for sure, for sure. And then I try to like even it out, and it's like, just stop. She looks way beyond a Pixar mom. Just don't. Oh. Ew. Why would it resemble a pregnancy test? And also as someone who will never be pregnant. No worries. It'll be negative. Her shoulders aren't right, but I guess it's okay because she's like doing different things with the arms. Look around, round, round. My nickname back in the day, back in like 2011, my nickname was Grandma Deaf. Basically, in high school, even. As soon as people saw Donnie Darko. Which, again, time travel. You know that you are completely insane when Donnie Darko makes sense to you, right? Like, that's pretty much. It does look like a lady in a geode. Hmm. Oh, shit. Yeah, I really fucked that up. I don't know if there's a comeback for this. Hmm. Sorry, again, sometimes it's like, damn, this is why I don't do this, because then I get too into it. Forget I'm streaming, forget to sleep, forget the time. Just like nonsensical. Gotta paint from every angle. Look around, round, round, round. Beautiful, beautiful. I love this slate gray. Truly. Okay. I did, oddly enough, kind of recover the arm. Okay. Decent. Decent. I love the slate black. I don't usually like that color. Or like such flat matte tones, but this is really grabbing me for some reason. And then, even though we gotta stop making the donk redonkulous, I do want to just even this side out. And I want to draw the rose too, where I want to be really bold and just go at it with these markers and just like draw up a quick rose. And that's not even gonna like, yeah, her hand definitely needs to be a bit more prominent. Dare I grab the white? What do you mean? Where would you put the sun rays if that were the case? It wouldn't take me long to tell you how to find it, to tell you where we'll be. This little girl inside me, retreating to her favorite place. Go into the garden, go under the ivy, go right to the leaves, right from the body, go right to the wall, go right to the wall. For me. Oh, yeah, I was gonna do like a glowing aura around her, but I think I was gonna try to make it like a neon purple kind of vibe, but that would probably be easier to do it the way you're suggesting. I sit here under the current on the grave, feel it all around me. And it's not in it for me to give away a secret. It's not safe. Go into God. Go under the ivy. Oh yeah, this is amazing. This is coming along so good. I am so grateful. It's so much better than it was, truly. And I am so grateful. It wouldn't take me long to tell you how to find me, Okay. I do love the rain. I think it was more metaphysical than that. So basically I'm going to use the rest of this gray paint here and call it a night because I have a lot to clean up. So I'll probably roll ads and just like peep in. Dude, I was like, oh, 2:22, maybe I'll make it to 2:30. Now it's been 3 hours. Yikes, I get lost in it. I get lost in it for sure. So let me just do this. Done. That would be fun. I always kind of want to do that, where like an idea and want to replicate it, but rarely works out for me in that way. Maybe I will try. I feel like this would be the winter painting because I started it very deep in winter, but I'm waiting for spring to bloom, and that's why it's got no tone or language to it in a sense. You're still here, or you're back actually. You search, babe, at any cost, but how long, babe, can you search for what's not lost? Everybody will help you. Some people are very kind. What if I could save you any time? Come on, give it to me. How you keep it with mine. Thank you for being here. I can't help it if you might think I am fine. If I say I'm not loving you for what you are, but for what you're not. Everybody will help you discover what you set out to find. But if I could save you any time, come on, give it to me. I true. It is what I do. Speak and act from the heart. But not everyone is in tune with their hearts or really listen to their hearts at all. Fear, love, expression, violate the self, stifle the emotions. That's quite the norm. It takes a long time, a lot of backlash to be able to get where I am. The train leaves at our first time, but it'll be back tomorrow, same time again. The conductor, he's weary, just stuck on the line. But if I could save you any time, come on, give it to me. You keep it with mine. Bob Dylan, I cannot believe he wrote that song. Bob Dylan did not write that song. We all know Bob Dylan wrote that song, but he did not write that song, bro. Fuck. So beautiful. The conductor, he's weary, still stuck on the line. But if I could save you any time, come on, give it to me. I'll keep you in mind. Yay. Thank you. I guess so. I am on my period. So, wow, it gets later and later. That's crazy. I'm digging this painting more and more as I do it. I'm just like loving all the layers. Gotta let her dry. I'm gonna roll some ads and probably start cleaning up and just chat intermittently. It's gonna be a bunch of ad breaks and then I'll be leaving soon, but bear with me as I just have a lot to do and I will, like I said, check in intermittently during it. So I will BRB. Also, if you subscribe, you never have to watch ads, right? So. bold of you to make that assumption. Very in touch with my subconscious. Just because we disagree doesn't mean we're at war. And things I do are very unintentional. That's how you make them raw, honest, genuine. To be unintentional with it. I never finished this little painting either. I just want to add some details here and here, just tie it all in. But yeah. I was drawing last night too. It was a joke. Same. I'm trying to model some chakra stuff last night. The planets aligning to different chakras, but I was too tired to really get into it, honestly. So maybe we'll talk about that later tonight. Don't know. Wait, I don't usually stream tonight either. That's strange I would say that. This might fuck up my schedule so badly I might stay up all motherfucking day to make up for it. I don't know yet. I wasn't planning on doing this, and then I last minute decided to do it, and now it's like late as fuck, but she's beautiful, so worth it. Maybe all of you are feeling similarly. Whether you are lurking, sleeping, or wide awake in the morning. What a night, huh? Yeah, we're here for that. That's cool. I think I'll leave this set up. I notice when I'm painting, I keep hiding behind the chat, so I might have to reconsider the art screen, adjust the chat accordingly, because I feel like it's nice fill during chatting and streaming when I'm sitting leaning towards this side, but when I'm backed up and looking at the canvas, I lean right into the chat. So I'll probably have like a new art stream screen for when I'm streaming art from now on, because that's going to continue to irritate me. But I think I might resume painting, if not tomorrow, then for my regularly scheduled stream Thursday, I might do that, because I have a feeling I will want to be back tonight streaming, but I do work Thursday. So I might just have to wait until after that so that I actually sleep tonight. Thank you. It's been enjoyable to talk to you too. Thanks for keeping me company. I can definitely talk to myself when I do these things, but it's obviously more fun when I'm not just talking to myself, you know? Sorry if I'm ever mean. Everybody's got boundaries. Don't get too weird. You know, we accept weird. We don't accept creepy, or invasive, or unconsensual, right? No lines crossed, just a few moments throughout the night. So thanks for sticking around. Thanks for sticking by. Thanks for, you know, hearing us out, hearing yourself out, calling yourself out, calling to whatever speaks to your mind in that moment, right? Freely exchanging messages with people. I feel like this was the quickest 3-hour stream ever. Something about doing the painting, doing the art, getting completely lost in it. I didn't even touch the church. I like really, really want to convert this church into like a Gothic church, because the stained glass is gorgeous, but the white, no. I'll just do like a red roof, black shingles. Like I want to paint it right now, and like maybe green with like a statue, glue some devil statue right there. It'll be brilliant. So I might want to do that too. it's very hard for me to get into um, painting and like physically doing this stuff, even though I enjoy, like, clearly I enjoy it so much. Ah, nice. Yeah. Like, I think if I got married, I'd want to get married, like, in a place like that, you know? So, yeah, I think I want to turn this goth. Maybe I'll, like, put an upside down cross on top. Like, it'll be really cool. I'm super excited about it. Cannot believe this was, like, on sale, on clearance at the Dollar Tree. Like, what a blessing. So, I might be back later to do more of this, or Thursday's stream is just going to be dedicated to art. Um, for a while, no one really watched my art streams, but now it seems like I have enough of a following where people will watch my stream on any category, which I really appreciate. And I'm the way that I'm feeling more confident in my art shows in the way it comes out and the way that I can talk about it, talk to you, um, while working myself is it's a moment of growth for me. So it's something I enjoy doing. It's not something I think to do very often, but this went well enough to be like, yeah, I'll do it again, probably sooner than later. So that being said, I'm gonna roll some more ads because I'm still kind of just like cleaning up, and then I'll come back to say goodnight, and I will be taking off soon. So I won't be mad if you don't stick it out. But yeah, more ads. Sorry. I'll be right back. Wow, yeah, it's like ungodly hours of the morning. That's why I am also going to bed. I was intending to stream for like an hour doing so. I don't know why I think painting isn't gonna like take forever. Um, but it did, and I loved every second of it. So I'm signing off at this point. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for being here. Thanks for the support. I love you all so much. I'm probably not going to be back tonight. I usually take Tuesdays and Wednesdays off, so I wasn't really supposed to be here now. So the fact that I just fucked up my whole sleep schedule for it is wild. So maybe I'll be back to paint more tonight. If not, I'll be back Thursday night per usual. Other than that, I bid you adieu. I've got to go. Good night and good luck. And maybe I'll see you tomorrow. Or, depending on when your tomorrow is. I'll definitely see you tomorrow, or however that works, anyways. So, yeah, sweet dreams and all that. Good day ahead. I can feel it.